something fundamental about human beings. We're tribal creatures. We evolved in small group spans of 100 to 200 people, where belonging was everything. You step outside the tribe, you're dead. Our media knows precisely how to tap into our evolutionary predisposition. Conflict generates clicks. Division keeps people emotionally engaged and returning for more dopamine hits. We are fed a steady diet of narratives that pit us against our neighbor. The left is reduced to delusional radicals. The right is portrayed as fascist monsters. Many of us buy into it because it feels morally righteous to stand against evil. And all the while, you're reinforced in this narrow ideological echo chamber that convinces you that you are on the side of the angels. But when everyone is absolutely certain that they're on the side of virtue, you end up with a war of moral absolutism. And that historically is where civilizations unravel. Take, for instance, the issue of tariffs, both policy debate and cultural signal. Tariffs aren't some radical deviation from history either. In the post-Civil War era and throughout the Gilded Age, tariffs were a foundational pillar in the building industry of steel, railroads, and manufacturing. By the time the 20th century arrived, the United States wasn't just participating in global markets, it was dominating them. Then there is the matter of Ohio property tax reform. When talking about tax reform, one has to recognize our people are in financial crisis. This didn't start with Trump. The roots of this crisis run decades deep. Consider this. For over 20 years, homeowners in Ravenna have consistently voted against a school levy. Homeowners couldn't afford it. This isn't about being anti-education or anti-community. Those are cheap rhetorical traps designed to shut down legitimate inquiry. Media encourages this distortion, pushing against any forum for critique. There are multiple ways to fund our schools that don't rely on the blunt instrument of property taxation. In fact, Ohio already has several mechanisms in place. Right now, homeowners are taxed on inflated assessments, as if they've sold their homes and made a profit, except no sale ever happened. It is an illusion of home ownership. You're a tenant of the state. This bureaucratic structure doesn't simply collect taxes. It moralizes them. Good people pay, bad people ask questions. When our community members point out students are graduating with skills far below global benchmarks, they are met not with reasoned debate, but with condemnation. Many homeowners are already fighting to afford the bare essentials: food, medicine, heat. Yet their financial struggles are casually dismissed. Instead of empathy, they're met with ultimatums. Pay more. You're selfish. As if self-preservation were a moral failing rather than a basic human necessity. Homeowners in Portage County don't hate children. They simply can't afford to give more than they already do. Streetsboro homeowners are fielding this soft pitch of a proposed tax levy. But with the median listing home price actually around $325,000, the real impact is much greater. Turning to Twinsburg and Summit County, residents are being asked to approve the Tiger Legacy Project, a school levy bond that includes building a new elementary school. In November 2024, voters rejected a $107 million version of the same plan. Adding to the controversy, Twinsburg Mayor Sam Scafide stands accused of veiled threats against residents seeking public records during a corruption probe. Ohioans deserve transparency, not intimidation, especially when they're being asked to shoulder crushing new tax burdens. This isn't partisan. It's principled. What kind of society are we becoming when staying in your home is a privilege, not a right? The promise of America was never meant to be mortgaged by endless taxation. It's time to ask tougher questions, not just of our leaders, but of the system itself. And that conversation? Well, it starts with us. You want to know where real dialogue breaks down? It's when we stop assuming that the other person is arguing in good faith. When you believe that someone's political disagreement is rooted not in a different perception, but in malice, that's when reason collapses. Look at the individual in front of you not as a representative of a political tribe, but as a fellow human being with intrinsic value. Resist the temptation to reduce people to mere avatars of some political faction. Take personal responsibility to rise above the chaos, because if you're waiting for someone else to rescue you, you've already surrendered your autonomy.